O'Keefe Gym.
There's an empty seat to be found as Sheridan Leverett serves into the net to get this match underway. UCLA 18-12 a season ago, 10-10 in their final season in the Pac-12. They're one of the last 8 teams out of the NCAA tournament, but they were a terrific team away from Westwood. How about 3 road wins last year over top 25 teams? As the first serve from Bertolino into the net. And they will gladly exhale on that Bruins bench because Bianca Bertolino, among the nation's best in aces last year, caught up with Alfie Raff before the match, hoping to take that next step forward in his program in year 2. The service by Peyton Dueck. Mendez has that turn back. The block from the pin and an emphatic stop on the outside by Kiki Horn, the freshman.
Horn at 6'2", getting the start in the front row, going right at Mendez to clamp that block down.
This is a very tall Bruin team all the way around. Try the opposite way, soft over the block. Otene, that's well defended. Now Horn takes a rip. Mogridge from the middle, it's dug out by Dueck. And that is sprayed on the line for the Bruin point.
That's what you like to see by your freshman. Coach Collier getting some start too.
Yeah, no nerves shown by UCLA's youngster. Michelle Collier tried to continue a streak of 3 straight 20-win seasons, 24-7 a year ago. As that serve is overcooked for the Georgia Tech side out. And of course, you have to brace your ears when you step inside O'Keefe Gymnasium, and that home court advantage Michelle Collier has used to her fullest advantage, 55-8 over their last 63 matches. They've Mogridge to serve, and now junior middle blocker. Began her career at North Carolina. Back to set. That is stuffed. Otene against Dodson to tie to 3.
Otene's watched the scouting report, recognizing that in system, UCLA loves to get Dotson the ball. Starting off, going at senior, clamping it down.
The solo by the senior, like you said, from Auckland, New Zealand. First team all ACC a year ago. Ooh. Long feed across and put down by Horn.
Oh, Horn wanted the previous attack, went for the same shot. This one had a little more seam to look at, put a little pace on it to get it to drop off the hitter.
She is quickly looking like she belongs.
Not too bad. I mean, seeing this opening night from a freshman outside, you see the block and now a good power swing. You love it if you're Coach Ref.
Audrey packed 20 aces a year ago. Juana Emiliano, new setter for the Yellow Jackets. The dig by Bertolino. Emiliano once more down the pipe to Bertolino as she drops the hammer for the side out.
We know Georgia Tech loves to use their back row game. You have Bertolino twice going down, taking on the second, going right at libero Dueck. Nice strong shot high.
Michelle Collier told us this week Bianca Bertolino's back row attacking much better. Hadn't been a big factor for her previously. Mendez puts it in, tied at 4. Bertolino with the up. Right back to the senior from Argentina, has to take something off. Olsen tries to throw that down the line, misfires, point to Georgia Tech.
Andy, in one of those keys, it was the block from UCLA. Olsen at 6'4", she elevates. That was even a tall look on that attack that she took wide. But we see a lot of height out here for UCLA.
Yeah, they cast some long shadows. Olsen 6'4", as that one long from Mendez, side out to the Bruins.
We know this always happens in preseason. Nerves are there. With nerves, you're not settled into your game serve. So this is 4 missed serves early on, only with 10 points.
Very uncharacteristic for both sides. Here's the sophomore Sydney Breon, native of Dallas, Texas. Takes a rip on the jump serve to Otene. Emiliano, backside to Pierce, muscles it through the block, but a great dig from the back line. Otene blocked. Dodson climbing high, was 7th in the Pac-12 last year in total blocks. And she returns the lead to the Bruins.
Watch this press in. Nice scramble play to the layout. And then finishing off, watch the press back, get it Dodson, take away that cross-court shot.
That is one area UCLA is looking to improve this year. They were 321st in the nation in digs per set. A swing, does it clip hands? Michelle Collier believes it does. The point goes to UCLA. Michelle Collier got an up-close view of it, quickly brandishes the challenge card. We will have a review.
Coach Collier had the right view. Rarely is she wrong. The question is, does the cameras catch it?
Call on the court. There's a attack here by Larissa Mendez, the now sophomore. Alfie Ref missed the start of the 2023 season because of his Team USA duties. Helped coach them on their FIVB road to the 2024 Paris Olympic qualifiers. Love what he told us when we caught up with him before the match, asking about his Olympic experience. He goes, it almost felt like a fever dream because it's such a compressed schedule. You're only out there for 2 weeks, and once you take that plane and head back home, it's like, did that even really happen? Now here's the question. Was there a touch? Did that happen? We see the pin, the camera.
You know, from this angle, I'm not seeing it. You look to see if you see finger motion, maybe on a different angle in the end zone. This is the angle if you're going to see it.
Dodson over there with Horn. Dodson was in the line of fire there. Left hand, Keely?
I'm seeing left hand, so the angle of the ball, but Dodson did an excellent job with the penetration with strong hands. So the angle that Coach Collier was sitting is a better view to hit that.
And they do reverse the call. So it was a touch and a Georgia Tech point. And I like that now they announce the verdict of those reviews here to the crowd at O'Keefe Gymnasium.
That is nice. What would you say, Andy? Your biggest strength is also because being 6'5", getting that extra, that ball was going to go long, but just because Dodson 6'5", caught the top of her hands.
Yeah, if Anna Dodson clipped her fingernails this morning, UCLA would be serving. Instead, back to Otene with the first set tied at 6. Snug set, they go short through the middle. Mendez off the outside hand of the block. No, doesn't catch a hand. UCLA the point.
That's 4 attempts early on in this match. In this set, we're seeing Georgia Tech use that back row attack. Second one for Mendez, but we saw with Otene and Bertolino, they use their pins so much. UCLA's got to be ready for that back row game.
That clearly is tactical, just to open up the court as this match moves on. Not a great first contact by Otene, leads to a free ball for the Bruins. Breon had to slide underneath that. Back to Mendez again from the back row, going deep cross. That's dug out by Pack. And off the pin, and Bertolino with the attack here, point to the Bruins.
You have Leilani Dotson making that close, and then Olsen in front. That's a big block you're looking at. Bertolino had a second guess and decided to go tip shot, just taking it to that antenna.
Leilani Dodson, one of the Bruins' new grad transfers, formerly from Northwestern, following in the footsteps of her former teammate at Northwestern, Desiree Becker, who was tremendous for the Bruins last year. Dodson to serve, UCLA up 2. The slide is blocked. Well read.
Leverett getting over on that. That's a solo block. One-on-one, reading it. Nice one-hand set, making the save. Oh, getting the close. I'll give you some of that, Leilani.
That's a homecoming for Sheridan Leverett, the junior from Hampton, Georgia, just up the road. His third on the Bruins in kills last year, and UCLA has its largest lead of the set. Not a lot of clean combinations so far for the Yellow Jackets. Tough angle. Pancaked up by Bertolino. Bumped over by Otene. Bruins reset. And that is thumped down with authority by Leverett.
That's going to be the matchup UCLA wants, going over the shorter setter, Emiliano, for Georgia Tech. You're going to see that more often.
Now the height at the net causing headaches for the Yellow Jackets. Michelle Collier calls timeout. UCLA on a 4-0 run, up 10-6 in our first set.
Greatness is a feeling, a moment, a choice, unrelenting, a team effort, Greatness is accomplished.
UCLA on top of Georgia Tech, 10-6 in our first set. You've noticed the Bruins players wearing pink ribbons. They opened this season with a heavy heart as out of the timeout, Georgia Tech trying to stop this 4-0 Bruins run as play continues. They're wearing those pink ribbons in support of their teammate outside hitter Sophia Victoria, who joined the program this offseason from Florida. On Thursday, Sophia's older sister Pilar, who played collegiately at Texas and Arkansas, passed away unexpectedly in Turkey, where she had been playing overseas. Sophia's away from the team to be with her family. Just an unfathomably sad situation as UCLA opens its season. Sophia wears a pink ribbon in her hair on match day, so her teammates all doing the same in her honor. Coach Ref said it's been a tough last 36 to 48 hours for his program. We know that her volleyball family, the UCLA community, will continue to wrap its arms around Sophia. We certainly send our condolences to her and her family as they play in her honor here tonight. Meanwhile, 2 straight points out of the Georgia Tech timeout, and all of a sudden the Bruins doubling up the Yellow Jackets, continuing to serve tough as Bertolino changes the speed on the swing and taps that down.
Bertolino didn't have the shot, decided to take the setter out down the line, working it off the hands.
But just one more thought on Sophia Victoria, native of Puerto Rico. You know, Keely, there is so much excitement all swelling towards the opening of a season, and then to be met with just such sorrowful news just really has to be gut-wrenching for this UCLA program. Coach Rapp, there's very little in the coaching manual to handle a situation like this, but it's been an inspired first start to the first set for this team, and a lot of emotional management going on that you might not have noticed so far from the energy and the way the Bruins are playing.
Well, it's a really tough situation. I can't even think about it without getting choked up. Her 2 teammates on the outside are really stepping up for her right now, filling in some major shoes. Sophia, the whole volleyball community sending you, I can't even do it, Andy.
I know.
Keep going, go.
I know,
sending you a huge hug.
We certainly send our thoughts and prayers to her and her family and the UCLA community. Bruins serving up 13-7. They have been serving tough. First ball contact has not been that quality. The high flat ball by Bertolino for the point.
We're seeing dominant outsides, missing Victoria on the outside, but her 2 teammates, Leverett and Horton, stepping up. And finally, we got some offense from Bertolino, the senior for Georgia Tech, on the outside. That set was slightly inside. She decided to change her shot. The last couple have been line. This one, she decided to take cross.
Bianca Bertolino, the only Power 5 player last year with 300 kills, 300 digs, 60 aces. But she can't be the sole source of offense for the Yellow Jackets. Bruins working very balanced in their attack so far. Dodson the side out, 14-8 Bruins.
You're impressed when you watch the setting game of Audrey Pack, earning the starting role last year, mixing up the offense. You saw that slide attack. She's got to go in with both Dodsons in the middle.
Tight set and tapped down by Mogridge. Liv Mogridge missed 5 weeks of the season last year with ankle and knee problems. Her hitting percentage of .433 would have ranked 6th nationally, Keely, if she had enough matches and sets to qualify. You know that a healthier Liv Mogridge could really mean a lot for this Georgia Tech team. That pipe shot is long. No, they'll say it caught hands.
Nice
The
shot.
disbelief of Michelle Collier.
Going deep has its advantages. And when you go against a big block, you have Mogridge putting up 6'4" hands right in front of you, going high, hoping to catch hands.
Looks like it did. Otene to reach back for it. Some finesse on the lean back from Otene.
You have Georgia Tech returning all starters from last season except setter and libero position. You have major roles filling. There's going to take some time to adjust during match time. You experienced during practice time, but setter Emiliano getting her groove still.
Yeah, preseason, some exhibitions, closed door scrimmages, they can only inform so much. 10 serving 15. Big by Bertolino and punched down on 2 by Deandra Pierce.
You feel that when your middle serve server, Mogridge, makes the dig against a power attacker that we've been seeing with Horn. You feel that? That's some energy right there.
And the first point for the Texas transfer Deandra Pierce in her second year in the program. Back dishing and off the top of the hands and down. Kiki Horn once again off the assist from Pack.
Horn is one of those players like, I totally understand why you were a top recruit. You're Gatorade Player of the Year in North Carolina. Her shot selection and the power game adding to the jump and height. Wow, you are fun to watch.
She is one of those players getting some floor time in place of Victoria. Mendez trying to go sharp on the swing, misses the sideline. Boy, Georgia Tech, they have been looking very uncomfortable in this first set, Keely, an 0.91 hitting percentage.
One of those moments when you look across the net, you go against a tall block, you're not making the same shots you've been making throughout your practice because you're seeing a higher block. Mendez just trying to avoid that situation.
Serve floats long from Pack. We will say this about UCLA, and they do have a blend of newcomers and players like Pack returning experience, but UCLA was outstanding last year away from Pauley Pavilion. They were 15-5 in road and neutral matches, which, as Coach Rep told us, made their absence from the NCAA tournament all the more frustrating because, boy, a lot of teams would love and be envious of a 15-5 road neutral record on their tournament resume. As that one is pounded down the line by Olsen.
You want to hear my theory on that?
Give it to me.
All right, so playing
as a former assistant coach yourself, you have managed those situations.
Oh, let's go even player.
Okay.
You just sleep better on the road sometimes. So just getting in a hotel, you have a set schedule, set curfew, you just sleep better. I'd say if that's the reason, I mean, you're getting some well-needed sleep instead of going, and you miss a lot of class too. You know, those sleeping days are nice.
So the whole thing about sleeping in your own bed, that's a bit of a myth. As they go backside, Otene takes a rip, but it's punched up. Pushed over by Pack. Pierce from the middle, muscles it through the solo block of Dodson.
You saw Georgia Tech go to a double sub. Setter Suarez getting the set to her middle Pierce. This is a combination they've been running all year. Good push set, making Dodson make a move to her right.
Well timed, well put down by Pierce, 13 serving 18. Cover by Suarez. This is Fisher. Oh, another strong swing by Leverett. She is bringing some thump in her homecoming.
You look across the net for UCLA. The setter Pack has options. Going outside, between Horn and Leverett, you got some ballers out there. Just give them a ball. That's going down with a lot of power.
Audrey Pack has been dishing it well this opening set. She was UCLA's starting center for the final 15 matches. Surpassed 1,000 career assists last year, the now grad student from Moraga, California. Bruins have prevented the Yellow Jackets from mustering any kind of rally here. This first set lead has hovered between 4 and 5 ever since the Bruins went on that 6-0 run.
You see Coach Collier shift into a 6-2. That puts a larger block in the front row. Fisher, number 18 on the right front, stands at 6'3".
Sophia Velez, one of the Yellow Jackets newcomers. On the serve, free ball for Georgia Tech. And that is put down off the top of the hands for the senior Laura Fisher.
Not only does Fisher provide a larger block, but get some offense on the right side. If you don't have Mogridge running a slide attack and a back row attack working for you, that's a nice addition. Great job, Fisher.
And an ace, the first of the match, and it belongs to Sophia Velez, the junior from Cartagena, Colombia, and Trinity Valley Community College. And a timeout as Coach Raff looks to stance this 3-0 Georgia Tech run. Sophia Velez, one of Michelle Collier's newcomers. She was known for her defense at Trinity Valley Community College. Got the ace to cut the margin to 3.
When I saw Velez was from Colombia, I thought immediately of Bianca Bertolino from Argentina.
Yep.
Because she goes, I came to America to learn English, but here I am speaking a lot of Portuguese with my teammates. But now you have Velez, you can speak a little Espanol.
Yeah, they can be trilingual now. Georgia Tech with 7 international players, a heavy South American influence. No surprise, Michelle Collier and her entire assistant staff natives of Brazil. As far as percentage of players on the roster who are international, Georgia Tech is tied with Wisconsin for the highest percentage among Power 4 teams.
And Michelle Collier, also from Brazil, will be from Brazil. Great story of going to America, playing at South Florida, had an insane, excellent career, going overseas. So she has the story to tell. It's nice for having a head coach that experienced what you were about to experience.
And one of Michelle Collier's prized pupils from her home country, Julia Bergman, former All-American at Georgia Tech, fresh off winning a bronze medal for Brazil in Paris. Certainly have more on that as this match goes along. So both Julia Bergman and Alfie Reft came home with some hardware. Now, an energetic environment, as it always is inside O'Keefe Gymnasium. You get that extra energy of it being the first on-campus sporting event of the semester. Students are really well represented tonight and trying to will the Yellow Jackets to a rally here late in the first set. Velez out of the timeout. Back, the feed, slowed at the net, dug by Otene. And a block. Boy, the timing just not there on that middle attack, and it's blocked away for the UCLA side out.
Exactly right, Andy. It was a little overset, so the hang time was there. If it would have been a little quicker, you had a chance, but it was an excellent read by Leilani Dotson to make that cut.
So Dotson with another block. Grad student from LaGrange, Illinois, coached at Northwestern by UCLA's associate coach, Amir Lugo Rodriguez. And the Bruins first to 20 in this opening set. Georgia Tech, in spite of winning 24 matches a season ago, did have a bit of a reputation for starting slow. Not fazed by set one losses,
right,
but you'd rather be on the right side of that. Horn once again. Boy, she is a flamethrower. That is Leverett levitating for the UCLA point.
That was an incredible set off the hands. Nice and low, quick delivery. That caused the huge hole for the kill and put away.
How about 6 first set kills for the Hampton, Georgia native and former Georgia Gatorade Player of the Year, Sheridan Leverett. Georgia Tech calls time. Bruins up by 5. Sheridan Leverett stamping her authority early into this match. UCLA was 12-0 last year when she finished with double-digit kills, so very promising that she's got 6 for UCLA in this opening set.
Yeah, that outside attack is looking strong, and the passing game for UCLA, everything's clicking right now.
UCLA trying to get back into the NCAA tournament. And their first season in the Big Ten. I think it's going to take some getting used to saying Big Ten, UCLA, the Pac-12 perennially. Such powerful volleyball. UCLA was front and center in those conversations. Last year, though, a bit of a dip. It was the first time in program history UCLA was not ranked in any ABCA poll. Like we said, one of the first 8 teams out of the NCAA tournament, and now Coach Ref thrown into the crucible of a new conference, but one every bit as competitive in the Big Ten.
Watching what Coach Ref did at USD, University of San Diego, taking them to the national semifinal. We asked Coach Ref, what lessons did he take away? He said it's all about culture, creating that family environment, that community. Starting with culture is key, and then you got to play some volleyball.
This team is playing some volleyball so far. Popped up to Baird Tolino. That's punched up from the back by Breon. And another line shot falls.
Oh, Andy, just getting started. Leverett on the outside, changing the shot, going power line. You saw her whole attack in the previous. Now showing a little line, took the sliver, ripped it.
She was third on the Bruins in kills a season ago. Opens up the 6-point edge again from the back. Otene, well covered. And chopped down the line for the point. Everything working right now for the Bruins. They are finding the seams against this Georgia Tech defense.
Look at Coach Ref going to a 6-2. That was an excellent dig by Duick. Nice reverse, changing the shot to make it a tip, dropping it down, Ivkovic.
Yeah, Anastasia Ivkovic, the freshman from Serbia.
Oh.
That was a hammer by Bertolino.
That was one of those moments, Andy, that Bertolino was like, guys, we have game 2, because you're seeing a lot of game on the side of the Bruins. Bertolino knows she has heat, showed a little cross court, took the line shot, but that's what you need. If you don't win this set, you need to build for future sets.
Third kill of the set for Bertolino. Emiliano with the serve. Took a late dip. Turned into a transition ball for the Yellow Jackets. Can they take advantage? Mogrid teeing off. And point to Georgia Tech. Too much smoke on that swing from Mogrid.
Remember the previous transition ball that just looped Mogrid a little bit. The last 2 steps to Mogrid have been fast, and watch the heat come. It's just getting started.
18 serving 23. The pass to Ivkovic, and she tools it for the kill and set point for the Bruins.
Nice smart shot by Ivkovic. Our opposite player in that rotation was swinging on the left side, attacked at the moving blocker to get that tool off out of bounds.
Perhaps fittingly, Leverett with the chance to serve out the first set. Service here instead.
Andy, we've seen it before. Georgia Tech down 24-19 with the comeback. Bertolino on the line. We've seen this movie before.
She's going to be pushing points because she can drop some bombs from that service line. Get ready for a jump top rip. Slowed by the net. Opportunity for the Bruins. A standstill swing, though, by Horn. Here's Otene. 24-20.
You saw Emiliano, the setter, speeding up the last 2 sets to the outside. This one barely cleared the height of the antenna. The last 2 sets have been money. Coach Collier relaying that message. Let's go faster.
Bertolino 10th in the nation in aces per set last year.
Woo.
Almost an overpass. And does it catch the line? It does. They tamed the serve from Bertolino and got it down for the first set victory for UCLA, 25-20. Impressive work by the Bruins. Line for UCLA was the most impressive player on the court, Sheridan Leverett. 7 kills in 10 attacks. Georgia Tech to serve as we open our second set. Just a 147 hitting percentage. Had trouble dealing with the length of the Bruins as they defend the roof from Mogrid. Emiliano goes right back to Mogrid. Tic-tac-toe through the middle.
I'll be honest with you, Andy. I don't know how Georgia Tech wins without going to the 6-2. You can't stop these attackers with Leverett and Horn on the outside with smaller 5'7" blockers. You've got to throw your big guns out there in front.
Nearly an ace. What an opportunity for Georgia Tech. Emiliano pops it up. Mendez can't put it down on the deep cross. That was well defended by Kat Lutz, but a stuff block by Mogridge and Mendez, and Georgia Tech opens the 2-0 lead.
You saw that triple, recognizing where the ball was going. First of all, that was an excellent dig, keeping it up. Triple block.
Yeah, Bertolino joined the party as well, did she not? Emiliano's had some tricky serves, although that one sails long. Senior from Belo Horizonte, Brazil, by way of UTRGV. She enters the year 10th among active NCAA players in career assists, more than 3,500 across her seasons at UT Rio Grande Valley. 346 career sets played. Using that experience to tee up Mendez for the side out.
I hear Belo Horizonte, and all I think is pão de queijo, cheese bread on that. Been there, there's an amazing place to be. And I'm glad she's experiencing this Georgia Tech volleyball gym in Atlanta, Georgia. Great set on that.
Landed with Georgia Tech out of the portal in large part because she was coached at UTRGV, as that one catches the line for an ace from Bertolino. Emiliano, just to finish the story, she was coached by Vinny Baigon at UTRGV, now one of Michelle Collier's assistants. Get used to that sight, and it is a terrifying one if you're on the other side of the net. Bianca Bertolino ripping the ace. A little too far in front, had to avoid the foot fault. Slot attack, popped up. That was Velez on the cover. And Georgia Tech starting to assert itself at the net. Another block by the pair of Mendez and Mogridge, and it's a 5-1 start to the second for the Jackets.
That was a heads-up play by Mendez, recognizing that Horn was trying to work the hands. Mendez took a little more of a move to her right to stop that tool shot.
Bertolino, look out below. That was tamed by Leverett, though. And Bertolino with the up. Otene standstill swing, almost found the soft spot. And an errant swing leads to a 6-1 start for Georgia Tech.
The serving game starting off everything. So Bertolino taking a good rip. I thought the serve receive pass by Leverett was insane. Just not enough. Georgia Tech feeling in their groove.
A timeout for UCLA, an ovation at O'Keefe. Sharp start to the second for the Yellow Jackets, up 6-1.
Replacing just a setter and libero, but going to a 6-2, we might see it. We're only 2 rotations away to know if she's going to stick it.
Over the triple block and through.
Okay, Kiki Horn. I'm a fan. I'm like instant fan. Leverett Horn, give me some of that. Going hard cut shot over 3 guys. Take it with a strong power shot.
All smiles for the freshman from Raleigh who prepped at Millbrook High School. Pack to serve. 20 aces a year ago, tied for 3rd on the Bruins. Also among the top blocking setters in the Pac-12 a year ago. The pipe shot by Bertolino. Good layout along the side there by Dueck, but too much smoke on that swing from Bertolino. A team leading 5th kill. Yellow Jackets 7-2.
Such a smart set delivery. Emiliano, the setter, was running forward, did a skip set, and trusted Bertolino was going to be there on that pipe attack.
Obridge on the service line. And with a high ball, soft over the block, defended by Bertolino. Otene trying for a deep corner, that's dug up by Leverett. Otene.
Okay.
Wow. Had to navigate the pin, almost got it down. Otene once more, turn back. That was Dodson, and that was emphatic.
Dodson averages over a block a set. Now she's got 3. Watch the press back. Great pancake. The defensive game for Georgia Tech, they're doing a much better job reading, but you got it. Hit somewhere else, says Dodson on that clamp back.
And a Dodson who trained with USA Volleyball's collegiate women's national team for a 2nd state summer this year. Trained with Team USA before they left for Paris. Red steps into it. Boy, that was a laser, but it was dug up by Velez. The off speed by Bertolino. UCLA just couldn't get organized off the block touch. Now here's Pierce, and she has that return back. Dodson once again.
You know how a librarian reads a lot. You got Dodson out there just reading Emiliano's hands on that set, taking the read, getting it. Nicely done. That was just hands are up, quick off the ground to stop that quick attack.
Alfie Rapp told us Anna Dodson balanced offensively, and in his words, she commands the court. She is commanding that net right now. Looking for a 3rd straight block, but that one tickles the line by Otene. Tamara Otene, preseason All-ACC, Keeley. She was 1st team All-Conference last year, led Georgia Tech in kills, and yet Michelle Collier says part of her coaching with her is getting her to see herself the way that everyone else sees her. She can be dominant, according to Michelle Collier.
Georgia Tech goes how Otene goes, so that strong hit down the line we just saw, if her game's starting to go, things could be looking good for Tech.
She's the only player in program history in the modern era with back-to-back 2020 games last year. Otene winds up once more and packs it through the double block.
Not like setter Emiliano wanted to set that, Suarez slightly off, but that worked to her advantage. Blockers were on their way down slightly to get it to drop down the front.
Timing may be off, but you're always on time when you got Otene. Leverett over the triple. Only Bertolino was on the back line. She pops it up. Otene off hands and down. Otene starting to find her groove in the second.
3 kills were.
Picture this. It's Labor Day weekend.
(13-5) Georgia Tech. I think some of these swings were so powerful they knocked out our power here at the broadcast location, Keely. Terrific rally, and that one into the net for the UCLA side out, but we're seeing a completely different offensive swagger from Georgia Tech here in this second set.
And you see Georgia Tech did shift to the 6-2 to get a bigger block, more offensive weapons. The defensive game also picking up on the Tech side. And if I'm at home as a Yellow Jacket fan, I'm thinking, cut the mic the whole time. If without Mike, you're up 13-6, keep it rolling.
Don't give anybody any ideas. That might have been the most blissful few sets that anybody has had. The serve by Lutz, the left-hander. Targeting Otene. Pierce up high, down hard from the middle. DeAndre Pierce, the junior from Austin, Texas, set a school record for highest hitting percentage in a 4-set NCAA tournament match for Georgia Tech. She did that last year in the first round. We bring that up because some of her best matches last season came against ranked opponents, and ranked wins at that. Overpass. It is Fisher. Dueck with the up. Now Leverett rejected Mogridge. Fisher, Bertolino were all there. A triple stop of Leverett.
Georgia Tech recognizing the out-of-system ball, going over with 3 blockers. Helping in that seam is Bertolino and Mogridge.
Kind of what Georgia Tech missed last year with number 0, Liv Mogridge. 15-6 Yellow Jackets. Back and an overpass. Not in sync with Leilani Dodson trying to set up the middle attack.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing right now with Sofia Velez. She's on the service line, libero for Georgia Tech, and Dueck, libero for UCLA. Both are digging, playing high-level volleyball, just ready for a team. That was a nice line serve.
Sofia Velez from Trinity Valley Community College had double-digit digs in 78 of her 79 matches in JUCO. That deep cross, does it fall? It does. Brooklyn Briscoe, the redshirt freshman. Oh, and they overturn it and point to Georgia Tech. See if that prompts a challenge from Alfie Reft.
You saw in the attack, it was definitely wide by Briscoe, but the question, did Georgia Tech catch it on the defense of Suarez? Did she touch it off the bounce? The video evidence might be too close. I'm not sure if Coach Reft will use a challenge call.
And he will not. Georgia Tech opens up the 11-point set 2 lead. One of the better combinations in that set, and that was effortless elevation.
The lean back set by Audrey Peck caused the middle to hold. Watch, not even a move right there given that line shot. Fisher was leading to help with the cross court, thinking Mogridge was not going to be there. Nice swing down the line. You
think the rest of the Big Ten has taken notice of Sheridan Leverett and what awaits them in conference play this year?
Gosh, I'm an instant fan.
From the back, Otene from an awkward angle. And that one put into the net by Briscoe. Little off platform. There were 2 defenders in front of her regardless. 18-7 Tech.
That's what's so fun about volleyball. You got a power swing by Leverett that just shut up the whole gym. And then coming back, you bounce back at a quick side out and you like squash the point like it never happened.
Emiliano with the serve. Some dip on that. Back over on 2. Kept up by Otene. Now Bertolino, that's a cheeky shot. Set over by Pack. Emiliano, Mogridge, and wide off the block. Georgia Tech point.
Mogridge getting up in transition, knowing her team needed some middle offense. That was a fantastic push set that caused the middle to jump to her right. Got the movement, got the tool.
After UCLA took the opening set 25-20, and Georgia Tech, after that 6-0 run, was really not competitive. It has been the opposite here in set 2. Ivkovic comes in. Freshman from Serbia, one of Alfie Ref's newcomers. Backs at Ivkovic, had to take that on the way down. Trickles along the tape instead. Just not the same crispness offensively from the Bruins in set 2. How much of that do you attribute, Keeley, to the Georgia Tech defense?
They obviously cannot stop Leverett right now. Leverett's been putting up numbers, but currently UCLA in this set hitting negative 192. Just trying to find some offense, going also to a 6-2.
Mendez, that's kept up by Dueck. As with the bump set, Mendez once more blocked. Point UCLA, that was Briscoe getting in on it.
Briscoe from San Diego, I've known her since she was little, getting the close on that. She was out with an injury all last season, finally earning her time, getting some action.
Not so little anymore. Her dad came up and paid his respects to you before the match. That's how far back you guys go. Explain the backstory there, Keeley.
I coached at San Diego State for 5 seasons, and one of the assistants went to church with her dad, and they knew the family, so he got connected to our program, and just an awesome man, an awesome family.
A little too young for you to recruit back then. Another rip by Bertolino. Great hustle from the deepest reaches of O'Keefe, but bumped into the net, and Georgia Tech takes the point. That was terrific hustle off another monstrous serve from Bertolino, but she'll be right back to the service line.
You almost want to borrow the points from this set and throw it on the first set if you're Georgia Tech. Nice lead, feeling confident in your game. Coach Collier making the adjustment, going to a 6-2 pattern. 2 offensive setters, working it, running the show, mixing it up, and then Bertolino feeling confident on her service line.
Second ace of the match for Bertolino, who had 62 of them last year, led the ACC, ranked 10th nationally in aces per set. Bertolino also with 5 kills. That's 2 away from joining the top 10 in school history and scoring in the modern era. Now junior from San Guillermo, Santa Fe, Argentina. She made her senior national team debut with Argentina this summer. Globetrotting off season for her. She brought some extra MPHs on that swing back from Argentina. And the point is that one is tucked down inside the Otene block. Side out UCLA.
Leverett showing her Cerisi passing game as well. I mean, that serve was crazy hot. And then Leverett with a nice angle with her shoulders and the ball control to keep it on the net without going over.
Back to serve, 9-22. Emiliano had to range underneath that. Otene trying for the deep cross, covered by Dueck. Once again across to Otene, but there is Dodson once more.
Dodson blocks with a remember me moment. She shows her presence, watch the jump back, nice penetration, and then, yep, the walk away like, guys, this is what I do.
Had a season-high 17 kills last year in an upset of number 9 Washington State. Boy, her dueling with Magdalena Yelahasheva from Washington State. It's quite that matchup. Oh, UCLA twisted around. They slowed that swing from Mendez, but it falls for the Tech point. 2 away from evening this match.
Mendez got to that ball. It was out of system, so the setter's in a scramble. And Emiliano, the setter, kept the ball low. Mendez arrived. That's caused the movement a little bit in that block.
Obridge the serve. Pack the set and through the block and the points for Dodson.
Andy, we saw in the first set, Dodson was quiet, had 0 kills, but showed up, of course, on her blocking game. Now you're seeing both sides of her game working. The offensive power is coming, and of course, her block is just so steady.
Honorable mention, AVCA All-American last year. She was on that list with the Yellow Jackets' Bianca Bertolino. And another service here for the Bruins, leads to set point for Georgia Tech.
For Georgia Tech, you're about to win this set. You're thinking, okay, we stay with the 6-2. We cannot stop Leverett, but we're gonna try to slow him down and take more risk on the service game. We need UCLA in a scramble. We gotta serve tough.
Yeah, the change to the 6-2 has completely turned things around for Tech. And a bad ball and a point to the Yellow Jackets, and we are all knotted at a set apiece. A rare opener September 27th, and they will visit those defending national champions, Nebraska. UCLA puts it in, underway in our third set. Otene takes a rip and puts it down.
You're seeing the strategy change. Georgia Tech saying the only way we beat the height of this block against the Bruins is going faster. We're not going to risk going high. Out of system even, we're going to push it with speed. That one was a good pass. Way to keep the tempo.
Otene looked much more confident with her swings in that second set. The ace on the float serve from Mobridge. Yeah, flash those aces at O'Keefe.
Nice job when your middle gets a service and then you go with the strong start of the match.
Obridge was freshman All-ACC 2 years ago at North Carolina. Bertolino with the dig, punched over by Mendez. Now Leverett tight. Bruins able to reset, lean back swing, dug up, popped over by Otene. That's dug by Pack. Now Leverett steps into it, has that turn back. Has to clear the traffic, trying to throw it down the line. Great rally. Otene trying to make a terminal swing, and the point to the Jackets.
With a friendly net violation, that ball went off the forehead of Olsen on the right side. I was like, I thought that was going to be a tool out of bounds, but they'll take a net violation. Yeah, you got to check on her.
Hit the head of Olsen. Grace Olsen second on the Bruins in kills a season ago. Freshman all Pac-12, the junior from Pleasanton, California. Dad Greg, quarterback's coach for the Seahawks last year. Her mom, track coach at the Division I level. No surprise they would raise a high-level Division I athlete. It's funny how that works out.
And that's what you like to see. Do you see Coach Ref taking his time to check on Olsen? In the recruiting world, at the high level, there's so many good programs, but you love to see a coach taking care of his players.
A great layout. Otene blocked though. Dodson just shrugs her shoulders, looks to the sky here, and says, finally.
You make Anna Dodson a shirt that says, hit somewhere else. She's taken away any spot that comes. Nice layout of Georgia Tech racking up some pancakes right there on the block. Get it.
But Dodson with the erasure. And she will serve. Emiliano feeds Otene, slapped up, popped up, put over by UCLA. Terrific defense. Tech to reload as they go through the middle and Pierce. Slowed, but not enough.
First of all, the one-handed digs. I love seeing players lay out in the scramble, and Georgia Tech relying on the transition middle attack a little more. You love to see it.
DeAndre Pierce, selective but effective out of that middle. Her fourth kill of the match. The Yellow Jackets open the early 4-1 set 3 lead. Suarez, freshman All-ACC a year ago. Suarez ranging underneath it, setting up. Bertolino crushes it toward the back. Dueck the dig though. Pierce once again snaps that straight down.
Some amazing digs. First, Bertolino out of the back row, and then do it coming up with another one. The transition middle, a push attack, causing the middle Pierce to hit toward her left, working back-to-back swings.
That was just a clinical swing from Pierce. Just like set two, Georgia Tech up 5-1 early in the third. Leverett elevates, dug up by Bertolino. See if they go back to Leverett. Nope, they'll go instead through the middle, but that one sails long off the right hand of Dodson.
If you want to watch an amazing defender, you just watch Bertolino, number 5 in the middle back. She saw a huge hole. She stepped up in the seam, dug it. The previous one standing back, taking a harder hit. Just a great job, Bertolino.
And Alfie Raft will challenge that last call. To your point, though, Bianca Bertolino, a match-high 14 digs to go along with 5 kills. We'll see if that point stands for the Jackets. Bianca Bertolino not only improving her back row attacking according to Michelle Collier, but she also said she's improved in being a leader. You know, she came here to Georgia Tech under the wing of players like Mariana Brambilla and Julia Bourbon. Now she is the unquestioned leader of this Georgia Tech team. You sometimes have to grow into that role no matter how splashy your numbers are. Well, is there a block touch on the Yellow Jacket side? What do you got, Keely?
What you're seeing is the net is moving before the block gets there. So who caused the net in this view of the attack by Leverett against the block? You're not seeing the blocker's arms penetrate, but the net is moving, probably on a previous attack.
As we always warn, we offer opinions, not verdicts. Even in slow motion, Sheridan Leverett soars.
Yeah.
Former Georgia Gatorade Player of the Year, native of Hampton, Georgia. She was a second-team high school All-American. Says she tries to model her game after a legendary Bruin in Mac May. Well, she found the right place in Westwood. And the call has been overturned. Point and side out to UCLA. I believe Fisher may have touched the net, Keely, on the way down, which caused that net violation.
It's fun with one of those things. If you're at home, you can't, after the replay, you want to go back and check the whole point out just to double check.
They've got access to every angle, and UCLA gets the call on the successful Alfie ref challenge.
No doubt the net was moving, though, Andy.
Sure was. UCLA, 49-5, all-time in season openers. However, they have lost 3 of their last 4 openers. Last year, a very brisk start, got out to a 7-1 beginning, but ultimately left out of the field. Lots 110 sets played last year, winds up and into the net. Now, they got the side out on the challenge, but sometimes that can ice your server.
Yeah, you'll take it if you're Georgia Tech, because Lutz is a strong server for the Bruins.
Georgia Tech with 4 aces so far. Otene puts it in. Leverett with the off speed. Handled well by Pierce. And nice shot. That was clever from the back row by Otene.
Fantastic job. Not only shifting to the 6-2, that's a different looking block. Leverett is seen on her first swing. And then Otene says, oh, I have a front row setter. Let me go ahead. And the setter went up to block, tipped back to the right side of the court.
Bit of an awkward jump by Otene, but the hand control to find that seam down the line. Tamara Otene, 9 kills to go along with 5 digs. High and across to Leverett. Blocked by Fisher. Now UCLA unsuccessful on the slide to Dodson, and Georgia Tech continuing to pour it on early in the third.
When we talked to Coach Collier, we asked, what are you preparing for with UCLA? And she's like, we know a couple of their players. We don't really know the system. Starting in a 5-1, and then we'll see if we have to shift to the 6-2. It's working, that 6-2.
Primarily playing 5-1 in the first set. Oh, look at what I found. Bumped over, the dump on 2. The layout by Velez, the swing, and the point for the Yellow Jackets. They are locking the doors and throwing away the key defensively on the Bruins in our third set.
That was a hug saying bienvenido, Sofia Velez at Georgia Tech in Atlanta. Making the save, reading the setter pack on that to keep the rally going.
4-0 Georgia Tech run. Otene once more to serve. And an ace. This might prompt a timeout from UCLA. And Alfie Raft indeed wants to restore order. 10-2 Georgia Tech following that 25-11 second set victory. Tamara Otene up to double-digit kills. Georgia Tech to double-digit points and an 8-point set 3 lead.
Picture this. You're binging your favorite show, and your sofa has it all.
Welcome back to Atlanta. As you see, Keely, UCLA, an efficient first set, have not been anywhere near that in sets 2 and 3.
Georgia Tech doing a good job stopping the outside attack, making UCLA create scrambles. You have Olsen out of the back row, showing out of a timeout. She can make a play.
Got a little bit of a roll shot I saw from Olsen. Somewhat.
Yeah, she entered. The ball was slightly behind, changing her shot. Instead of a power, going to the right back on a roll shot.
Make it 3, serving 10.
This last rotation, we saw a good pass going to Pierce on the cutback. See if we can see it again.
Navarrete to the back line. Suarez the set. Bertolino has that parried away. Oh, Briscoe blocked. It was Fisher. Reading the angle well. Laura Fisher, the senior, with her second block of the night.
This is earning your time, Fisher. As a senior, she's been at Georgia Tech since freshman year, waiting her time. There you go. That's got to feel good your senior year.
You get those playful shoves from your teammates. You know you've done something well. A rotation error on UCLA. Point to Georgia Tech.
That's an attention to detail moment right there. Down official, one of the most experienced. We've dealt with her with the Pro Volleyball Federation.
Yeah.
Blanking on the name right now. I would love to give you credit.
Served by Velez, 11-3 Georgia Tech. Briscoe once more, that time finds the seam. Went right back to Briscoe after she was blocked in her last swing. Beg your pardon, Kiki Horn. She was blocked in her last swing. Well done to get the side out.
Horn going over that deep court shot. You got to create some type of seam. I love UCLA getting the pass at the net, going fast, taking a little page out of Georgia Tech's book right now, speeding up that offense.
Bertolino, really good in serve receive. Do it with the diving dig, and that's swatted through by Dotson.
Oh, yes, Dotson. That was a turn and get up move by Dotson because she knows setter pack is in the front row. There's only 2 options as front row attackers. Dotson showing up.
Anna Dotson 3 kills along with her 6 blocks. Wide set, and Mobridge unable to pound that through. Horn to the deep corner, and it's a 3-0 UCLA run.
Horn knows her power in her jump. That was OTB, over the block for that deep corner swing. On the previous attack, she recognized where open court was, just trying to place the ball. Nicely done.
Great job by the freshman to change the shape of that swing. Horn all of a sudden second on the Bruins with 6 kills behind Leverette's 9. Take some starch out of this O'Keefe Gymnasium crowd. UCLA, though, still chasing 6 points in the third set. Shelly Collier having a conversation with our down official. Holding up the service from Dueck momentarily. Great to be back in NCAA volleyball. Keely, Evelyn, just the exposure, the popularity of this game year after year. It continues to grow, and can't wait to see what this fall 2024 holds for us across the country in NCAA volleyball.
Oh, I'm loving it. Opening day feels like Christmas Day. Just getting ready. You feel the excitement this morning, waking up saying, it is go time tonight.
Match part of the GT Invitational, which also features Coastal Carolina and New Mexico State. The jump set, and right along the tape and through by Bertolino.
That, my friends, is what you call a wrist set. Suarez went up, showed her hands and popped it. Hardly any arms were used. Out of her hands so fast that caused the movement in the block. Block was not able to read and set up early.
Michelle Collier says her sophomore Eloise Suarez understands the system better. Was freshman All-ACC last year, just the third setter in Georgia Tech history named freshman All-ACC, and the first someone named Keely Evelyn. As the point by Bertolino extends the Tech lead to 8. You got some company, Keely, I regret to inform you.
I hope more to come,
no
Andy.
Doubt.
Love to see good volleyball in this gym. It's such a great playing environment. Velez laying out, making that dig. Bertolino off the hands of Pack. Georgia Tech cruising.
Directing it off Pack.
Yep.
It's a nice point. Side out once more by Horn. She's starting to find her rhythm.
You know, it's like Steph Curry. He finds his open shot, and it's just there, breaking down the defense a little bit. You're seeing that with Horn. She knows her shot. She knows exactly where she's going on the court. Great job. That's 3 in a row. Count it.
It's a long season, as you know. There are ebbs and flows with everyone, especially freshmen, but to have that self-assuredness that we've seen already from Kiki Horn, knowing her shot, staying within herself, bodes really well as she once again crushes it for a deep cross and a UCLA point.
You almost feel the vibe when Dotson comes down off a block, like, this is what I do. You see that kicking a little bit with Kiki Horn, says, guys, try to stop me. That's 4 in a row. I'm going to the same spot. I'm on fire.
8 kills for Horn. Back to serve. UCLA down 6. Bertolino had a .975 reception percentage last year. Back row attack unsuccessful. Popped up. And now Mendez. Not the hardest shot she'll ever have this season, but it's effective.
That's a respect defensive move by Libero Duick for UCLA. Sitting back a little bit by Mendez. Mendez, just a little transition off-speed shot, dropping it in front of Duick.
Mendez also All-ACC a year ago, 3rd kill. Look out below. Tamed by Leverett. The back set, but the block. The swing was from Olsen. The block was from Mendez and Mogridge.
That all started with that power serve that you saw with Bertolino. I thought Leverett handled it well, got the redirect, kept it on her side, but out of system ball, as a block, you know exactly where that's going to get a good setup.
That's what started to seep into UCLA's offense in the 2nd and 3rd set. We're seeing a lot of out-of-system passes and also seeing more aces. Bertolino.
I don't blame her.
She is launching grenades right now.
I don't blame her. Changing up. I'm not going at Leverett. Leverett's passing really well. Changing, going against Horn. Take your risk. It's almost like going a senior to a freshman. Instead of, I would avoid Leverett, go at Horn.
3rd ace for Bertolino, but there's her 2nd service air.
She tried to do it, though. Go into that cross court.
You know what? When that ball is airborne, time has a way of standing still for everyone. Opponents, fans, but UCLA earns the point and the side out. Sydney Breon, the sophomore, at the service line. Float serve to Bertolino. Iliano across Otene through the block. Penetrates it with that heavy right hand, and Georgia Tech doubling up the Bruins.
In volleyball, there's 2 offensive games. You either go power, which is height. You go over the block around, or you go speed to beat height. You see Georgia Tech shifting to a flat ball that causes enough movement to get those balls to drop.
Dodson on a moving block, just unable to redirect that. Mendez off the outside edge of the block. Surgically done by the sophomore. And Georgia Tech once again in rhythm as they approach a 3rd set victory. UCLA timeout. Larissa Mendez to the huddle with a smile as the Yellow Jackets again lead by double digits.
Insane reverse set by Emiliano, going and trusting Mendez was going to be there. Georgia Tech looking hot, hitting .455 in this set.
And that is a stark change from their numbers in that opening set when they barely got above 0.
Yeah, cruising. So the difference is they're slowing down the offense for UCLA, except right now who's on fire is Horn, working that deep corner shot. But Georgia Tech offensively, clicking, transition middles really helped early on, now opening up the pin, which is antenna game of different hitters. So you have Otene and now Mendes, you just saw on the right side.
See, you might need some of those signs to cool off the Yellow Jackets the way they've been swinging in our third set. This last play, what do you want to point out, Keely?
The reverse set, going forward, and then line shot. It was perfectly placed. I mean, you had like a sliver to work with. It's only about 6 inches by Mendes to take the swing. That set couldn't have been better to take that rip by Mendes.
That was a dime. UCLA, they were unstoppable. 464 in that first set. Hit a negative percentage in the second and not faring a whole lot better. Certainly not against 455 for Tech in the third.
You know, Coach Collier, happy to see her depth. She said, we have attackers, we have experience on the court. We're going to fill to see what we need. We know we have 2 strong setters in the gym. It's a high-level practice, and now we're seeing the depth enter already in this first match of the season.
Yeah, that's one area they might be incrementally better this year, is just their depth and their ability to mix and match rotations. This off a team that had 24 wins a season ago. Mogridge, native of Lutz, Florida. The float serve, Dueck stands in front of Ume, who's on for the first time. Joy Ume, transfer from UC Irvine, did not play last year. And another point for the Yellow Jackets.
Oh, feeling your game right now. Georgia Tech's stopping the ball to keep transition going, and then offensive weapons you're seeing. Nicely done, just cruising. You know, in the first opening set, we were a little worried going, is this really the 14th ranked team in the nation? And all Georgia Tech fans going, is this really? And now things settling in. The game is cruising.
Now, Michelle Collier told us this week, we've yet to find a good answer to our system, whether they're best served by a 5-1 or a 6-2. When you can throw aces, it doesn't matter. That one from Mogridge to make it 21-9. I think Georgia Tech may have found its answer, at least in this match, Keely. They were 5-1 in the first set, lost 25-20, allowed a 460 hitting percentage. Since they switched to the 6-2, different turn of events.
You know, defense is your best offense, in a way. You slow down the attack, you get transition game going. Defensively, also, Georgia Tech's looking great. Bertolino protecting that middle back, and Libero Velez all over the court.
Trying to extend a 4-0 run. Dodson blocked out of the middle. Ivkovic had to lunge for it. And off UCLA, out of bounds, out of system from the Bruins, and it leads to another Yellow Jacket point.
The longtime strength coach, Scott McDonald, on the bench, has got to be so proud of that elevation from Otene. She trains his players well, prepare for this moment.
Tamara Otene, 4th in the ACC in kills per set a season ago. Ivkovic with the roll shot that's dug by Bertolino. Back to Bertolino, swooping in, has that blocked. And it is a net violation. If they weren't going to call it from the up official, Michelle Collier was marching to the scores table regardless.
That was a great down. Going and calling it. I thought it was a nice blocking move, just catching a little net as you fell.
.60 scoring run with Mogridge to serve. Ivkovic blasts that and gets the point.
You see coach, ref trying to find offense. So you have Ivkovic in, also in the setting game, just running a little more spread. I love Ume getting a start on the outside as well, just going to see what you have. Again, Andy, these teams, Big Ten, ACC, 2 of the most dominant teams in the nation. So you got to see what you have in the bench to use later.
Joy Ume, who was first-team All-Big West in 2021 at UC Irvine, was second-team All-Conference, and she's not on the court right now to begin the 4th set. keep tabs on somebody who has had some very emphatic swings in this match. And off the back set, reflex dig by Mendez. Tenay takes the rip. Did it clip hands? No. And Michelle Collier with the spin towards the scorer's table, but she will be prudent and concede the point.
Tenay waved her off like, no, coach, I hit that one long.
Tenay leads the Yellow Jackets with 11 kills. And Michelle is reconsidered. So an opening point review in set 4.
I mean, you're not going to take your challenge with you, so.
They don't roll over to the next match, no. As we had noted, GT Invitational this weekend featuring not only these two teams, New Mexico State, which had a terrific season last year, but ultimately bowed out in their tournament championship to Western Kentucky, and then Coastal Carolina, Sun Belt tournament champions, Sun Belt regular season champions. These two teams locked horns earlier today with New Mexico State claiming the win in 4 sets, and there you see Sheridan Leverett working on that right leg with the Therigo. Is there a touch?
You know, watching it live, Andy, it did not look like there was a touch. Coach Collier, from her angle, maybe thought she saw it, but from our angle live, we're on the opposite side. It looked like it avoided hands.
If there was, it was almost imperceptible. Not sure if there's anything definitive.
And you're checking to see with the angle of the ball, if the left front horn is jumping, and watch a low jump in to see her left hand, because that's the only part. And I'm not seeing any finger motion in that. I think this call is going to stay with UCLA.
Couple of last zooms, and we should have a verdict. UCLA had 3 road wins last year versus top 25 opponents, including Southern Cal. Knocked off Washington State, which was number 9 at the time. They upended Hawaii, which was ranked at the time as well. So they do have a history. What do you see, Keely?
I'm thinking Coach Collier totally saw in her angle the ring finger and pinky finger, but I don't think it's going to stay.
But there might have been a whisper of a touch there on the right pinky finger of Horn, but not enough to overturn the initial call, and UCLA claims the opening point of set 4.
I'm going with Christy Snellgrove on this. The down official finally found your name, got it.
Here's Pat. Boy, good combination all the way through. Pass on a platter to Mendez, going soft over the block.
Mendez was quiet also in that first set. Now she has 7 kills, doing it on this side, as on the left side as well as the right side.
She started to grow into the match. Had a career-high 21 kills against the ACC co-champions of Florida State. Another service there from Bertolino.
If you're UCLA, that's exactly what you want. You want a little mental drop-off on the side of Georgia Tech. Like a missed serve by Bertolino is a good sign. It's almost like a sigh of relief to get that quick side out.
Only have to face that serve once. Bruins up 2-1, Breon. Mendez had to reach back for it. Dueck covers the line well. And just unable to be kept airborne by the Yellow Jackets. That quick set paying dividends.
Briscoe getting up in transition. That was just a trust set, setter middle connection.
First time UCLA has led since that first set. As you again take a look at Leverett, to keep those legs loose, but she make another appearance. Tenay down the line, layout, and the point. UCLA off to a brisk start.
Ikovic, also a freshman, and this is the new players, that team chemistry you want to see if you're Coach Reft. Ikovic showing that can go high off the hands to get the tool long.
UCLA doing this without Leverett, leading 4-1. Jolt of confidence for the Bruins. Mendez, sharp inside the block.
Pretty tricky right there. Mendez had a moving block, which cut the vision of right back defender Pack. Mendez just took a quick, hard topspin shot right at Pack, caused the vision to hesitate a little bit.
Mendez just teed off. Gives her 8 kills. Nice backset, Ivkovic. Bumped over by Mendez. Chance for the Bruins to reload. Ivkovic once again.
Oh, yes.
Finesse.
For Ivkovic, a freshman, you're earning your spot on the court. You want to show not only I can do this in practice, but I can produce points for my team when we need it. Getting another kill, that's how you change up your shot.
Anastasia Ivkovic, 5 kills in 8 attacks. The lead back to 3 for the Bruins.
Now, if you're outside hitter Otene for Georgia Tech, you don't want this match to go 5 sets. I know the fans would love it, an entertaining match through the end, but Otene needs to step up her game. They haven't set her yet in this set. This is a good time to see what she can do, your senior outside.
Hold up to wipe the perspiration off the court. O'Keefe Gymnasium, they pack it in, but it can get steamy. Otene, no good, that was wide.
We had a saying last year, as Otene goes, so does Georgia Tech. We can see the energy on the court, a miss serve, a miss hit, and we're seeing the scrambles, a lot of things going on the side of UCLA, correct.
Bertolino off speed from the back. Georgia Tech just not in sync offensively. That's an overpass, but that's blocked by Pierce on the swing from Dodson. That was badly needed by Georgia Tech to blunt some of the Bruins' momentum.
Overpasses are so fun to go up because you know exactly where that ball's going. Off the pass, you get the lineup. Pierce making the quick turn move, knowing that she was Georgia Tech's only hope to stop that.
Third block by Pierce. Oh, the one-handed dig by Otene. Ivkovic down the line. Oh, what a cover by Velez. And now Bertolino crushes it into the net. Just to give Bertolino an opportunity thanks to the dig by Velez, but UCLA snatches the point.
Velez took a power shot, kept the play going. Bertolino took it in the net, but that's a moment where you just want to talk to your teammates and be like, really? Really, I just made this sweet dig. And then you can't just keep the rally going.
A power shot came out of nowhere almost from Ivkovic. A lot of her stuff has been half speed, off speed.
The time to earn your spot throughout the season. Show your coach what you can do.
Bruins took the first set 25-20. Tech 25-11 in the second, 25-10 in the third. Off the net and an ace for Ivkovic. And it's starting to work UCLA's way. And timeout called by Georgia Tech. Doing this without Leverett. But some of the youngsters like Anastasia Ivkovic helping the Bruins to a 5-point lead in set 4. Now, the way she's swinging early in this fourth set, Anastasia Ivkovic may never take that mask off, Keely, helping UCLA to an 8-3 lead.
Keeping it, the last 3 kills going to Ivkovic and getting an ace on that last serve.
But a service error out of the timeout. Oh, the old coach point, Keely Evelyn.
Give it to Coach Collier, calling the timeout, stopping that serve. They call icing the kicker, right, in football?
Mm-hmm.
Icing the serve.
Learn that from the best. Velez lunging for the dig. And now Bertolino had to lean back. Back to Bertolino. And that's a net violation on the Bruins. Looked like Pack touched it on the way down.
Coach Collier in her interview said, we need energy on the court. That timeout was needed. Now you can see a little more talking, communication with their teammates. Look at Fisher at the net, making her presence known.
You win as authoritatively as Tech did in sets 2 and 3. You can sometimes get lulled into a bit of a sleep. Terrific dig by Breon to keep the rally alive. And a point, Bertolino. Timed out well.
You have a right back defender sitting deep on the line. Pack, the setter, is blocking at the net. You watch, there's nobody in that short right zone. That's a good change-up shot, recognizing where the court is open. That's a good read, just a blocker touch at Dotson.
Gives Bianca Bertolino a double-double, 10 kills, 17 digs. UCLA calls timeout as the Yellow Jackets have strung together 3 straight. Teams have met 3 times, most recently in 2021 on a neutral floor in Long Beach. Bruins have taken all 3 meetings all time. It'll be really interesting to see how they mix it up in the Big Ten this year. Big Ten opener, like we said, in Lincoln against the defending national champions. Quite an introduction to the conference where you face Nebraska, then their home Big Ten opener 2 days later at Pauley against Ohio State. To see UCLA and Oregon in particular, I'm really excited to see what they'll be able to do as part of this.
Plan it for your nap time. You get really good at sleeping, so those 4 or 5 hours, UCLA players will be experts in finding that nap time.
That might be study hall.
True.
Those trips back and forth. 6 serving 8. The reversal, Ivkovic. Kept alive by Suarez, and again by Suarez. Velez with the bump set. Bertolino got the hands. The high flat ball connects for Bertolino.
The energy is back on the Georgia Tech side. Good scramble defensively. Suarez, you called it, Andy, picking up that dig right here, all over the place. And Velez giving a nice look for Bertolino to take it high off the hands.
Back with the back set. That's packed down. Boy, you can hear the gasp. Anna Dodson cutting it loose.
Anna Dodson knows what she can do. She's experienced with her collegiate national team this last 2 summers. She knows power game. There's nothing that phases her. So a couple missed kills. Now she comes through with the power swing. She's got game.
That's why Alfie Ref told us she's balanced, she's dynamic. There's really no swing that she doesn't have in her arsenal. Here's Kate Riley. Graduate transfer from Manhattan Beach, California, played 4 years of beach volleyball for Stanford. Getting her first action of the match. Bertolino throwing it down the line. That's kept up. Pack, long way to go to get it. Flat set. Bertolino turned away. And thrown off the hand of Fisher for the point. Smart shot, point UCLA.
Those last 2 attempts by Kiki Horn, that's a pure win by height advantage. Watch the jump, a tight set, the reach over, beating the block to the spot to get it to drop.
Horn closing in on double-digit kills, gives her 9. Start tonight for Coach Reft.
Okay.
And dumped on 2. Pack sought the whole time. UCLA finding its bearings, back up 4.
You see a lot of setters turning their stomach to the net. It's a deceptive move, and then they dish it. They set it to a hitter. That was great vision and awareness by Audrey Pack, recognizing, oh, I have no block in front of me. Let me go ahead and take it over.
That was wide open on the other side for Pack. A 61 assist game in an upset over Washington State last year. Overpass, and the lead stretches back to 5. Ooh, did they give the point to Georgia Tech? They did. I spoke too soon.
A friendly net violation. That's almost, you look over at your opponent in this moment if you're Georgia Tech and say, thank you. Thank you for touching that net, because that ball was clearly your point.
UCLA will challenge. Challenge of the net violation. Call on the court to Georgia Tech. But now we watch.
I remember when I played basketball, I wasn't fully aware of my body. So I follow a girl, yeah, this is totally the ball into the net.
Yeah.
But then you like didn't know. But if you actually physically touch, but now you're seeing these amazing athletes, they know right away. There was no hesitation by Kiki Horn to tell her coach, no coach, I did not touch the net. That was an easy usage of your challenge call.
Yep, and should lead to a very prompt review here. But what has turned around this UCLA offense? We don't want to belabor it, but we have not seen Sheridan Leverett in this fourth set. We've seen her trying to keep that right leg loose, but just not trustworthy enough of it to come back on the court. In spite of that, UCLA is hitting 312 in this fourth set here. Why do you think that's the case?
You know, Georgia Tech's dropped off their offensive game and service game. You see Dotson as a middle getting more involved in the offense. She's just as lethal to be in front of the setter as she is behind the setter. This is a nice challenge call usage by Coach Ref. It's going to get reversed.
A popular inside O'Keefe Gymnasium, but clearly the right call, so make it 12-7 Bruins.
That's like knowing your body. Like right away, coach, I did not touch that net.
Riley back for another serve. Oh, that one was with authority by Fisher, but dug up. Juarez dishes, Otene, wide.
I think that Georgia Tech just wants the fans involved a little bit. These are nice looks. You saw Mendez taking a good swing. Duick, libero for UCLA, picking up the first heart attack, and Otene taking a nice swing, just took it a little wide.
After Georgia Tech had closed the deficit to 1. A down 6 and a block as they try to go quick through the middle.
The comeback, you see Anna Dodson working her offensive game, and now, guys, her block and setup, just beautiful reads. UCLA cruising. Andy, I'm not calling it early because you don't want to do that. I think this could easily go 5.
Oh, yeah, well, it's a 6-0 UCLA run. And what has been a somewhat unorthodox combination in rotation for UCLA based on the first 3 sets. They found their form. Trying to extend this match, Bertolino off the block touch. UCLA also much better on the net, but that one's stuffed down by Bertolino. Bit of an awkward set. Georgia Tech will gladly take that.
Bertolino making a good read. Saw that ball was tight, just getting the right timing. You know what's surprising? My hair is up in a hair tie. It started down, it's up. You see all of these players in long sleeves. This is a very hot environment. You almost want to be the libero for Georgia Tech with those sleeveless shirt, that sleeveless shirt.
A miscommunication, UCLA on the up. Georgia Tech takes the point. Yeah, Albie Ref had the right idea going with the polo shirt.
I mean, I'm in sleeveless, but you're still feeling it right here. Just a little miscommunication. There's a secret rule when the ball passes the 10-foot line. If you can play it, you call mine, and you just wait for the setter to call you off on the mine call.
I think we have a violation on UCLA. Yeah, line violation. They try to scramble to keep that up.
Duick so athletic, making a nice read to keep the scramble, but her foot clearly stepped over. Coach Collier all over that call, helping the down official, Snellgrove.
He's straight for the Yellow Jackets. Velez with 2 aces to serve once more. In system, and they get the point. Horn once again.
Horn will test the moving blocker. You saw Mogridge making a read, but watch the movement. It's a great set, nice and low, trying to go a little to a cross-court shot. You got to get Bianca Bertolino involved in this offense. You have the setter advantage. That's the shorter block when you're looking across the net. Either you get a good pass, get Mogridge going, or go low and flat out to Bertolino.
Bertolino and Otene tie for the team lead with 11 kills. Meanwhile, for UCLA, their leader in kills, the freshman Kiki Horn. There's Bertolino. Pack got hands on it. Now Horn once again.
Oh my gosh.
Swatted down by Pack, but the defense by Suarez. Otene has to leap. Suarez covering that line with style. But the point still undecided. The bump set Mogridge. Bertolino snipes it for the point.
The defense, both sides taking it. You have Georgia Tech digging it with their hands. Otene out of the middle, back then right away at Suarez. Here comes the kill. Deep corner shot, way to finish it off. Bertolino.
Trying to use that to spark some rally in here. Down by 4. Slide attack and an overpass. UCLA has not dialed up those slides very often, and out of rhythm there.
Looking across the net, you know, UCLA wants to go outside to Horn, number 14, the outside hitter. That's where your offense is, but you do have to set your middle. That was a right idea to set Briscoe.
Has her options. Horn is there, and the point. Horn really growing into this match. He has had some impressive swings.
It's pretty impressive. Volleyball is an accordion game. You bring the block in to work them out, but you have to set your middle to hold the opposing blocker so they just don't camp on a hitter like Horn, making amazing plays. That previous attack, the set it up for Horn to get that kill.
Interesting, we saw a moment ago Sheridan Leverett having a conversation with Alfie Ref. Wonder if she's trying to plead her case to re-enter this match. Horn has picked up the slack though. UCLA serving, but an error to make the deficit 3. You know how much this matchup means to Sheridan Leverett, native of Georgia, former Georgia Gatorade Player of the Year. She had this match circled on the calendar, not just because it was the season opener, but it was essentially a homecoming for her. You know nobody wants to be on that court more badly, and the body language shows it in number 9. Handle the Bertolino serve. Mendez cross court, great dig by Pack. She has come through, joust at the net, and UCLA able to outmuscle the Jackets for the point.
Nice power turn by Briscoe. Seeing that ball was coming over, just took it against 2 of Georgia Tech's blockers. Watch how she penetrated. Nice scramble, here we go, tight play. Getting the second one up always is the advantage. You end up with a little more airtime as the first blocker begins to fall.
Yeah, the second effort by Briscoe pays off. Oh, the block, Briscoe and Ivkovic. UCLA keeping the Yellow Jackets at arm's length as they try to force a 5th set.
You have Ivkovic, a freshman, and then closing it off with Briscoe, a redshirt freshman. You love to see this depth if you're Coach Reft.
Not fazed by the atmosphere. Bertolino from the back. The defense has been very polished for the Bruins here in this 4th set. Georgia Tech has come through as well. Watch out, and that is roofed. It is Olsen for the UCLA point. Michelle Collier off the bench wants time. UCLA back up to a 6-point lead.
Hands down, that dig started with Duick on the first dig, and then of course Olsen getting the overpass, but what saved the rally was that first dig by Duick. She's like, guys, hit somewhere else. Just like we talk about Dotson for UCLA, Duick's owning that left back.
Well, she had 2 20-plus dig matches last year, the now senior from Aptos, California, including a 20-plus dig performance in their win over Washington State. Persevering in this 4th set without Sheridan Leverett, who had been laying the lumber offensively for the Bruins, but I would hesitate to call this a makeshift lineup for Alfie Ref, but the combination he and his staff have used have really opened up some things in this 4th set, and now staring down the barrel of a potential 5th.
You almost want both teams to switch to some sleeveless uniforms. You can feel the heat. Tired legs are kicking in. Who's going to have that endurance? This is what you train for all summer, all postseason, those extra sprints to prepare you for this moment. And now in the 4th set, and if it doesn't change, we're going 5.
Sellout crowd trying to urge on the Yellow Jackets, who are 55-8 over their last 63 matches at O'Keefe Gymnasium. UCLA, though, as we had noted at the top of the broadcast, 15-5 last year away from Pauley Pavilion, including 3 wins over top 25 opponents. Out of the timeout, Bruins up 6. Out of system ball, Bertolino has to take something off, make that Otene. Ivkovic, deep cross, pinpoint.
Andy, we're nowhere close to player of the match, right? But I would give a player of the set to Ivkovic for the set with the Bruins. She's working different shots. Georgia Tech having a really hard time to set up on which shot she's going for.
She's been tough to read, and all of a sudden Ivkovic has 6 kills. Mendez finds the seam. Power swing from the sophomore.
Nice low set delivery to Mendez. That ball hardly cleared the height of the antenna, caused the seam. Georgia Tech needs to put on a run. UCLA is getting close, and guess what? The music needs a dun dun dun. You got one more rotation, and Miss Anna Dotson is back in your front row for that offense.
Yeah, your honorable mention All-American from a season ago. Credit UCLA as well. They had conceded 9 aces in the first 3 sets, none so far in the 4th. You know what an ace can mean to momentum for the home team. Mogers just have 2 aces. Float serve deep. Oh, Bertolino from her seat extends the rally to set or dump. The dig, it's down though.
Oh, good scramble. And that's a heads-up play by setter Pack just to drop it over in 2.
Second time we've seen Audrey Pack with the center dump. Bertolino, though, she was sitting around the campfire. And there's a campfire point by Pack.
You know, I played with professional volleyball. Bertolino's a really nice person. There's no yelling at teammates. There's none of that. You make a sweet dig and then got beat on a setter dump. But when you play with pros, you're going to hear it.
Yep.
You're going to hear it.
Yep. Bruins lead by 7. Took the first set. Georgia Tech took sets 2 and 3 off the outside edge and down. Otene puts it away for her 12th kill.
That's how you bounce back, but you do not hear it from the experienced pros. I should say that are just like next ball focused. Those are the best teammates to play with. Otene, nice bounce back.
You were one of those teammates, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing you can do about the last ball.
Serve receive has been on point for the Bruins in this 4th. So was the defense from Suarez. Fisher had to lean back. Dueck to set this time. Here's Olsen, and that's long.
Georgia Tech needs a breakdown in this moment from UCLA. The passing needs to go. You need a couple missed serves, because offensively, you just get a good pass. Dotson and Ivkovic on your right side, both are automatic.
Ivkovic has been dialed in this set. Tight down the line, quick through the middle, and that is swatted out. And they tried to set up Dotson. Just couldn't find it. And now it's 21-17.
Pack set the ball back, and Dotson was expecting a tighter swing on that, so just the complete hand miss.
Olsen will take another crack and gets this to fall.
Smart idea, going off the hands. You're going to see Georgia Tech just seeing what they have. Do you have energy right now? I like UCLA just bouncing back, trying to go, okay, we're going to go off the hands. We're not going around. Those have been really good digs.
Stops that 3-0 Georgia Tech run. And an ace, the first of the match for UCLA, and it comes from the redshirt freshman Ivkovic to pull UCLA 2 sets shy of a 5th and deciding set.
You love that, earning the spot, getting some action, and Ivkovic, player of the set right now for Bruins.
He hasn't been the only one, but he's had a star turn in the 4th. UCLA shutting it down at the net. Fisher, though, able to persevere for the point.
That was a great set delivery by Otene, the outside hitter, to the right side, swinging on the left. You love to see Fisher mixing up her shot. Previous attack was cross court, got blocked back. This one took it line.
For Fisher, 15 sets played last year. Here's Otene to serve. Put some leverage from the line. No, it's an error. And now it's set point for UCLA, and they've got 6 to work with to force a 5th set.
Coming in the back row, Kiki Horn. That's going to be some left front. She's bringing a towel with her, guys. Bring that towel, tuck it in. It's hot in here.
UCLA 4th of 5th set on the road in the opener. Net violation, UCLA. Off the swing from Fisher.
I don't think this one will be challenged because the only players that were close to the net with the net movement was UCLA.
The ref content to let it play through. Velez now to serve to try to keep this match going. Back the back set and put down by Dodson. And on to a 5th we go. What a response by the Bruins. Finished off by their all Juana Emiliano. Toe the service line for the Yellow Jackets, and we are underway in the 5th set. Nearly a service error, nearly a service ace. Bumped over by Pack. Opportunity for the Jackets. They got that block turned aside, and it's wide for the UCLA point.
That was the right idea with strategy because Georgia Tech set their middles early on each set that they won. They come right out of the gate, setting Mogridge, but that's a great heads-up play by Brooklyn Briscoe at the net.
And Briscoe, another one of those 4th set contributors. The first UCLA serve to Breon. Otene winds up. Dueck there for the dig. Olsen now off the top of the hands, and it's a 2-0 start for UCLA.
Great job by Dueck keeping the rally going off the dig and the transition for Olsen. Georgia Tech knows it's going to have to start with the pass, and you got to find offense in this serve-receive pattern.
Bruins have shown a lot of balance in their offense since that 4th set. Really caused problems for the Yellow Jackets. Another great show of defense by Dueck. And that one short into the net from Bertolino, a rare miscue from the All-American. UCLA has jumped out to the 3-0 start.
That was a push back row attack. Bertolino recognized the left front defender came all the way in. That was just a little wide to how Bertolino was entering on that ball. Dueck making that dig off of Mogridge was everything in that point.
Duke has hit some nice covers. And Otene chops that through the block for Georgia Tech's first point of the set.
Georgia Tech risking it. You see how fast that was? It's a back one. Nice low ball. You're not trying to go high against this UCLA block. Georgia Tech wins by speed against this height of the Bruins.
Donald with the 13th kill. Otene with the serve. Long. Just never quite in system off the serve receive for the Bruins.
Georgia Tech taking the risk of Olsen out of system with the ball. Who they do not want going is Ikovic on the right side. Slow her down, make Olsen take the swing.
Bertolino is mashed up opposite Ivkovic. Once again played up for Olsen. Velez. Mendez for the point. And Georgia Tech responds with a 3-0 run of its own.
Andy, that was a spinning bump set by Velez. That's a hard ball to hit. Mendez did it with perfection. Give you some of that, some high fives.
One of 3 Yellow Jackets with double-digit kills. Back on level terms. Velez sets up Bertolino with the off-speed. Hot pack there to cover. Olsen, what a swing. Almost flat-footed and still tore the cover off it. UCLA retakes the lead.
That is how you bounce back right there. You miss one long, you want to show your team you're still in this match competitive. What a strong inside cut shot.
Grace Olsen, the 6th kill. One of those veterans for UCLA trying to rise to the moment on the road. Quick, Mogridge has that slowed up by Dodson. And gapped up, popped over. Mendez, did it catch hands? No, says our up official. Point UCLA. Michelle Collier will use the challenge with UCLA up 5-3.
You see the strategy. Georgia Tech's going fast. The first one middle attack, the next one a back one. They do not want a blue wall in front of any hitter. So speed is the game, and they're doing a really good job with the pass, getting both setters in system, even on scramble plays.
You see hands from Dodson.
If
there was anything in the way of Olsen.
Yeah, the only player this is going over is Dodson, but I'm not seeing any finger motion.
Probably worth the challenge, but prospects may look dim for the Yellow Jackets.
That's close, though. It's closer than I thought with that little extra zoom. And the next thing you're looking if there's a change in direction on the ball.
Question, is it definitive?
See how she hits it.
You're certainly seeing why Anna Dodson, worthy of All-America honors last year, 3-time All-Pac-12, trained with USA Volleyball's collegiate women's national team 2 straight summers, training alongside Team USA before they left for the Olympics. See the ball change motion at all, Keeley?
You know, if anyone, I mean, if it did, it touched the top of her fingertip on a graze, but I don't think it's close enough to overturn.
So UCLA will have fended off the 3-0 Georgia Tech run with a 2-0 burst. 5-3 as it stands on the court. We're getting a good long look at it. The air is thick and so is the tension here in O'Keefe Gymnasium. Georgia Tech, by the way, 15-1 on opening weekend over the last 6 years. Rarely have they had a blemish before Labor Day. UCLA bidding to do just that. What a resilient game it could be for Alfie Raft, as we noted, without their outside hitter Sophia Victoria because of a death in her family, wearing those pink ribbons in their ponytails in support of her. Just a very tragic situation. She's back with her family. I know playing with her as their motivation. This would be a very resilient effort emotionally if they can get this come from behind win over Michelle Collier in Georgia Tech. Wrapping up our last reviews, opportunity for everyone to catch their breath. Call stand, or will it be overturned?
I want rock, paper, scissors. What do you got? I'm thinking it's going to stand.
And the call is reversed. Georgia Tech point.
And then you watch the body language right away from Dodson, because she would have been the only blocker. She's looking at her coach going like, what? But no heavy argument. So maybe it was a good acting reaction.
If he can hear above the din, Alfie Raft seeking a second explanation.
Dodson shaking her head at her coach.
We're tied at 4. Volleyball can be a game of millimeters. Forget about the inches.
This good offensive rotation for UCLA. Get a pass. You got Dodson, Ikovic.
Just have to handle the serve. They do that. They go soft over the block. Bertolino cuts it loose. The one-handed dig by Breon. Olsen punches it over. Mendez, cross court. Hack with the up. Here's Ivkovic, just like you said.
That's a player feeling her game right now. Ivkovic was just waiting for it. Yeah, you saw in the first serve receive pattern going Dotson's way, and Ivkovic was like, give me a ball. I know I'm hot. Going deep into the hands of Otene.
Lead back to UCLA. 3-0 all-time against the Yellow Jackets.
This ball's going to Bertolino. You get a pass.
Ivkovic has 2 aces. And it's an overpass and a point for UCLA.
Dotson so calm at the net because she knew setter Emiliano was a back row setter. There would be no block in front of her because the setter went up like a jump set but had to drop her hands because the ball was going over. So smooth on that overpass send.
UCLA had been shut out of aces all match until Anastasia Ivkovic towed the line. That gives her a third. Tech calls timeout with the Bruins back on top by 2. Right, back and forth. This has been eventful, entertaining, and it's still not over. Georgia Tech hitting 197 for the match. UCLA 156. Yellow Jackets led by 13 kills from Otene. She's 1 dig shy of a double-double. Bertolino has a dozen kills and 19 digs. That leads the way for Georgia Tech. Horn with 11 kills. Leverett has 9, although she hasn't been on the floor since that third set. Ivkovic, 7 kills in 13 attacks, also has 6 digs and those 2 aces.
This serve receive pattern for Georgia Tech. You have Mendez on your right side. She's in front of Olsen. And then setter on the outside. Setter is who you want to go over pack with Bertolino. Because no chance you're going to try to go right at Dotson with Pierce in the middle. You're avoiding that block, number 2 block.
Yep. Get a look at Mendez. Double-digit kills as well for her with 11. UCLA beat Southern Cal in its last ever Pac-12 match in 5 sets. Did that in come-from-behind fashion in the 5th as well. Right now a 2-point edge. And they control the serve of Ivkovic. He's got some late dip on it. Bertolino off speed. That's punched up by Pack. Olsen now. Oh, and what a swat down by Pierce. Little flick of the wrist.
Just an experienced play. Pierce recognizing that ball was going over. My setter Emiliano is in the back row right now. I am the hope. Going up, just owning that net over that block.
Pierce with a 6th kill. Suarez to serve. UCLA has not had many problems with serve receive. It's bumped up by Otene and put down by Bertolino.
Wow, Andy, you had a dig. Bertolino running about 25 feet off to put a set hittable up to Bertolino. Bertolino 10 feet off, going into the hands, taking that kill.
Very cerebral swing by the senior. Back square at 6. Olsen over the triple block, gets the point. Changing the speed and throwing off 3 defenders in her face.
It's always a risk you take if you're a blocker going up and defending the tip. You're like, do I reach back? Can I get the ball high enough on my pop? Pierce was trying to look for a little more height to make her teammate have a second move, but that one just not enough.
Georgia Tech has to be kicking itself, saying, how can we let that get down over the triple block? UCLA regains the lead. Quality first ball contact by Bertolino, and long point to UCLA. Michelle Collier, card in hand. And she will want the challenge. You know, UCLA, you got to give them a lot of credit, because anytime it seems Georgia Tech has run off 2 points in a row, the crowd is just begging to bust at the seams. But UCLA has found the response, it seems, almost every time since the 3rd set.
And it's been a lot of transition offense out of system, so the ball is being set past that 10-foot line, that 3-meter line on the court.
I think this is just a hopeful challenge by Michelle.
You know, Coach Collier surprises me. Sometimes she'll like see something that I'm like live I don't see, But this one, I think you're right, Andy. Just a hopeful challenge call, break up some momentum.
Try to give us the best look. A little bend back of the fingers and pack, perhaps. Fisher's body language on the swing suggested she may not have felt a touch.
You'll take any type of momentum break while you rehydrate your players.
And the call does stand, no touch. UCLA back up 2. We'll switch sides now.
Got Horn back in the front row for the Bruins. It's a good offensive combination. You're on the service game right now. Just, you need a transition stop. It's a moment. You look at your matchup. You look across the net. Okay, the shorter, weaker blocker is Setter Pack. She's still a good blocker, but you gotta go senior to Pack. I'm going Bertolino, setting over Pack.
Riley will try to make that difficult from the serve. Going to Velez. Tight set. Somehow put over by Pierce. That did not have the look of a successful side out for Georgia Tech, but Pierce pulling the rabbit out of the hat.
Coach Collier given an applause for that save by Setter Suarez, just to make a one-handed save enough to playable, and Pierce are always ready.
And now it is Bertolino. Oh, but a service error.
Woo! The fans were hoping for something different on that, and everybody at home in California taking a deep breath saying, thank you, Bertolino.
That jump top serve can be devastating, but it can be deflating sometimes as well if you have it on the first swing, and that's the only one you got for Bertolino. UCLA back up 2.
This ball's going out to Otene. You get enough pass, Otene's your go-to.
It'll be Lutz to wind up. Bertolino the serve receive, like you said, Otene with the deep cross. Easy does it from Tamara Otene.
Like Georgia Tech has Otene, a go-to player on the outside who's been killing it. Watch that spin set. That's how you do a spin set off. Otene going high snap to the corner. Guess what, Andy? You got UCLA with Horn on the outside, just like a kill, you got one.
They're gonna go to Horn, winds up, dug out by Bertolino. Joust bumped over. Horn with another try down the line. Throwing that down the line. UCLA once again extends it to a 2-point lead.
When you have that air time, you have your look of the court. Watch this hang time. Showing her hand, defenders thinking she was gonna go short. Bertolino making the read short. Nice change up Horn down the line.
Horn with a dozen kills, hitting 188, but that was clutch, turning the wrist at the last second. Oh, and the ace, Otene couldn't handle it. And UCLA inching closer now, up 11-8. Timeout, Georgia Tech.
Coach Ruff's got to be happy with his team. The bounce back, losing like by a large margin those other sets. And you've seen this team settle in. Ikovic on the right side, Setter has been, excuse me, I'm like all these players. Fifth set, I'm feeling the fifth set too. Maybe I need to get sleeveless, takes off some long sleeves myself.
This game has had some swings. UCLA hit 460 in the first set, won 25-20. Tech 11-10 in the second and third. But then UCLA bounced back 25-19 in the fourth. Up by 3 here in the fifth, which would follow the form of last season in which they were dynamite away from Westwood. We know Paulie's got a great atmosphere for volleyball, but UCLA played some of its best ball away from campus. 3 wins versus top 25 teams, including number 9 Washington State and Pullman. And can they open 2024 with a 5-set win against number 14 Georgia Tech? They've got 3 points in hand and on the service line out of the timeout.
I'm sure UCLA has the funds. Coach Ref could just make every home match like an away. Like you go to the hotel meals, do a little tourist action in LA. Why not?
Georgia Tech will have to dig deep on its home floor.
You do need the middle going to finish off the match. You've got to get Mogridge involved.
Pack following the ace. Serves to Bertolino. Suarez up high. Otene down hard. Side out Tech.
Georgia Tech out of a timeout says, we're not messing around. Otene, we need you. Let's see what you can do. Great step-up swing.
Otene, a double-double like we said. 15 kills, 10 digs. 9 serving 11. Emiliano in her Georgia Tech debut, the UTRGV transfer. Otene off the hands and down.
Sometimes players just need a timeout for a reminder of what the strategy is. Low sets, nothing high. Bertolino out of the corner, sticking that pass. Look how low that ball is. That creates motion in the block instead of having forehand set up in front of you.
UCLA challenging that last call. Did they see a line violation perhaps?
I'm thinking if they saw anything, it was by the setter Suarez, either a net violation or coming under. Otene looked pretty clear from the net, not making a net violation.
As O'Keefe Gymnasium continues to thunder with that point. Margin cut to 1, but will it survive the review? Let's take another look here. What do you think Alfie ref saw here?
Take another look because I need a moment. Sometimes, sometimes you just have to use your challenge call to break momentum. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Judging by the fact that we're using the far pin angle, I think it's got to be something on the landing from Otene, perhaps. We're checking the net.
Yeah, clear. That's a clear play. This ball will stay with Georgia Tech.
Right. We've got an up official, a down official, and a volunteer official in Keela Evelyn. And the call does stand.
There's no stress in what I do.
Yeah.
Nothing matters in what we do.
Well, look who is coming back for the Bruins. Sheridan Leverett subbing in here for her first appearance since the 3rd set. We saw her working that right leg, trying to keep it loose. She was setting that net ablaze in the 1st set. Can the native of Hampton, Georgia, help the Bruins finish this out? Trying to preserve the lead. Leverett takes a rip. Bumped up by Suarez, but it hit the pin.
Ooh, I don't know. The line judge did not call it out. The down official is saying on her angle she saw Coach Collier has a challenge call remaining.
I think we're going to get a conference of the officials before there's a potential challenge.
And what you're looking forward to see if that ball touched the antenna on the save by Mendez. I think Georgia Tech fans practiced a little English over math here.
Oh, wow.
You can hear them yelling.
And it did not touch the antenna. So it'll be no point.
You have Leverett in, but I really think that's a decoy because UCLA, they want to go with Horn on the right side.
Back to 11-10 and back to Emiliano to serve. Now is UCLA going to challenge this? They will. The call getting overturned is by a conference of the officials. They did not go to the replay monitor to adjudicate that. Now they will officially. Just because you have to burn some time on a review does not take away from the suspense or the drama inside O'Keefe Gymnasium. You've been treated to a good one tonight. The Yellow Jackets, well, they have 2 more matches this weekend at the GT Invitational. They got to catch their breath quickly. Was their contact on the antenna on this bump by Mendez? You do see the antenna move a little bit, do you not?
Correct, but movement can be called
by the net.
Let's say the net moved. So on this scramble,
yeah.
It's sort of, on this angle, it looked like it did graze the antenna. But on the best angle is that end zone angle to see if it would have been even close. Or if it like bounced off the net up, you know?
Yeah.
Because the net can move on a ball.
But it did look like it caught the antenna from that angle. That's about as close as we can get it. The call got overturned, challenged, and might be overturned again. At no expense of the drama, we can assure you. Both teams wanted to challenge themselves in the season opener. They have gotten just that. Ball stands. Wow. So we'll replay the point.
You know, it's one of those moments where you're the down official. If she was right, she would have done a little mic drop. Like I called it, guys.
You got that option now. Yeah. The replay reviews get announced to the crowd. Emiliano back to serve. Tech trailing by 1. They have yet to lead in this 5th set. Leverett swatting it down the line.
Open court. Leverett taking notes by the time she's been waiting for getting to get back in the match. Showing tip shot, throwing it to the deep spot.
You wondered if she was on the court for a decoy, but
right.
Showing that savviness, and out she comes, pushing the UCLA lead back to 2.
That's been open. Showing the tip shot, defenders are crashing. UCLA going deep.
Bertolino. Do it with the high ball. Ivkovic trying to go to the deep corner. Otene, sharp angle. Oh, Ivkovic, what a recovery. Mendez open court. Point Tech.
Oh, Andy, I really think Georgia Tech needed that point. They needed something to get the fans' energy involved.
Speaking of the fans, Ivkovic got up close and personal with some of them to extend the rally, but just couldn't slam the door shut from the swing by Mendez. But what a play by Ivkovic.
Don't worry, any fan you run into, they can help you with your math homework later.
No doubt. Oh, today, critical service error. That has crept into Georgia Tech here. And that could be at the most inopportune time, 13-11. Because that crowd, you're right, was waiting to explode.
And you got a big blocking front row in front of you.
Bertolino off the top of the hands.
This is where experience plays into your match. Bertolino, she's on the Argentine national team. Every summer she trains with a tall block, knows how to work the hands. That's a big point coming up with Andy.
Timeout on the court, back down to a 1-point margin. Bianca Bertolino opens her season with the double-double, 14 kills, 20 digs, hitting .256 for the Yellow Jackets. The opening of a season, there's a lot of self-discovery, and you are tested in these moments. Both sides have. But with those tests, you would certainly like to learn more about yourself with a win.
O'Keefe Gym almost sold out, except one, right?
Yeah,
sold
for the
out.
entire season.
Pretty impressive. What the fans just love coming and watching these players been fantastic.
Yeah, they know, they have for several years, what they've seen from Tamara Otene and Bianca Bertolino, both preseason All-ACC, both first-team All-ACC a year ago. And terrific in tandem once again for the Yellow Jackets, but will it be enough to overcome this gutsy UCLA team that rallied with a 4th set win and has been in control for most of set 5?
You have Bertolino in your front row right now. So Otene takes the back row defensive game. You're not looking any further. You're going Bertolino offensively. We need you. We're going with you. And then this is a huge serve right now, Andy. You got to stop it. UCLA has 3 of their strongest attackers in the front row with a right side as well. Ikovic been racking it up.
Georgia Tech had one of its most stirring wins in 5 sets at O'Keefe Gymnasium last year when they defeated ACC co-champion Florida State. 5-1 last year in 5-setters, including that second-round NCAA tournament win versus Florida. On the opposite side of the net, though, UCLA, 3 wins on the road versus top 25 teams a year ago, and players like Anna Dodson, Audrey Pack, certainly part of those road upsets. Can they deliver one to open the season for the Bruins? And a new server on for Georgia Tech. That is Lauren Sandin for the first time tonight. Loading it to Dueck. Pack.
Wow.
Punched over by Mendez. Scrambling defense by the Jackets. They get the block. UCLA reloads. That is tight, and that is a point for Mendez. Tied at 13.
Sandin, fresh off the bench, comes in for the serve. That first dig coming at you, one-handed save.
Emiliano to keep hope alive, tied at 13. Back underneath it. Olsen tries to take something off and gets it through for match point.
Smart off-speed shot going into the hands of the block as they were falling. Olsen so smooth, composed, huge play. Ikovic now on the service game. That means your setter Pack is in the front row. This ball, good pass going Bianca Bertolino.
Ivkovic 3 aces since the 4th set. Puts it in. Out of system. Bertolino, can she do something with it? It'll be a free ball for the Yellow Jackets. Emiliano sees Bertolino. She tools it, gets the point. 5th set continues.
Holding your breath on that one. UCLA with the transition play. Georgia Tech waiting for it. There it is. Bianca Bertolino hitting off the moving blocker of Dotson. Ooh, Andy.
No easy task. Georgia Tech still in search of its first lead of the 5th set. Dipping serve by Suarez, and swatted down by Dodson. Terminal swing by the All-American. And once again, UCLA a second match point.
Dodson had the previous attack. It was just a sweet dig by Emiliano. Feeling the confidence, look no further. Dodson said, I got that deep horn shot on my slide attack. Let me put it down.
Boy, that go behind, they've been infrequent, but that was effective for the grad transfer in her 6th year, Anna Dodson. Riley to serve this time to close out the match. Suarez, Bertolino, that's an error, and UCLA takes the match in 5. And 2024 opens with an upset for the Bruins. Will there be a challenge on the call from Michelle Collier? There will be. So suspend the celebration for the moment.
Coach Ref high-fiving his teammates, knowing that it was a clear net violation by Suarez. But you're right, Andy. What a way to start a season.
Looked like she caught the net on the way down. Can't take that challenge with you. And it is officially a UCLA victory. And a gutsy one for the Bruins as they come from behind and take the 5th set 16-14.
In your second season, this is what you love